So I opened up this hive to see what was going on. I haven't checked it in a couple of weeks, and these are literally bursting at the seams with this goldenrod nectar flow, and with the feeding I did, the population is just overflowing. There's a lot of brood in here, and they have swarm cells. So this late in the year, it's September 5th, I have to worry about swarming. I'm actually going to take, I think my plan is I'm going to take some of these frames out and give them to another hive, and boost the population of another hive that really needs a boost. I was going to merge the hive, but I think that's what I'll do. I'll just take a couple frames, move them over, and hopefully prevent this swarm from happening. I'll just have to monitor them closely. I really don't want to do a split or anything this time of year, but I can't just leave them either, because they have all this brood that's going to be hatching here, which is great for the winter, but it's just too many bees. They're going to want to swarm even this late in the year. And this hive is a medium. It's a medium and a deep. I have not yet found a capped queen cell. I did find several queen cells that had larvae in them. Just want to make sure the queen is still laying in here. It was certainly larvae. I don't know if they've started chasing her around or not yet. There's a lot of young bees on this frame, so I'm just gonna give this frame a quick shake and put it into the other hive here. They're almost at the point where I need to move 3 frames over. Yeah, this one's interesting. They're just, every frame is completely packed with bees. There's brood packed. There's brood everywhere. Like here's a good frame I can move over. I'm just gonna make sure the queen's not on here, and I'll shake it over into the neighbor. And it looks like this is hatching brood. You can tell by the color of the cells. So this will be a good boost for this hive. I don't want to do a ton, but I need to do enough to pull the pressure off the hive until, you know, end of September when the goldenrod flow ends. September 20th or something. I don't want to give them additional super because I'm trying to, well, I don't have any drawn supers for one thing, and I don't think they're really going to draw another super. So, looks like some young bees on here. I'll give this a shake. I don't want to overdo it. I think the population is going again. Take 3. And now I'll feel a lot better about overwintering this hive, or the neighboring hive, because the neighboring hive, it was only 5 frames of there was only 5 drawn frames. They didn't draw out anything else. And I was looking at it earlier today, and I really wanted to see if, and I was, you know, just trying to decide what to do with it. Oh, jeez. Sheesh. Man. Not used to these gloves, my goodness. There's just a lot of brood in here. Make sure the queen's not on here. I want to shake these bees off into the neighboring hive as well. Fortunately, I made these bees pretty mad, so they are not happy. I'm glad I'm wearing my gloves and my jacket today. These are kind of all in a pissy mood. Now, because I found queen cells in here, I'm going to have to look through every frame and see if there are any capped ones. Hopefully I've taken some of the pressure off, I've shaken some of the bees out, and hopefully that takes some of the pressure off. There's a lot of pollen in here, some brood. Don't see any queen cells. There are a lot of bees and brood in this particular hive. I took out 3 frames of brood, and I think most of the frames were brood. They're just really booming in population, not really focusing on nectar collection. I really could have had a honey crop out of these guys if I'd given them more space. And This was a hive I started as a medium frame nuke. I think it was maybe 4 medium frames, something like that. And they exploded to this population that I have here. And that's, I don't know if I pulled frames from this one or not. I can't remember if I did. I think I probably did. So there was another queen cell down there. Definitely some swarm cells in here. You can just see this population's crazy. And they're very mad at me. A lot of pollen down in this one. Some young larvae. There's another queen cell. It's an active queen cell. And there's another one. Almost capped. I'm glad I came now, because I think I'm getting here before it's capped. Once they're capped, they just start swarming. Yeah, there's so much brood in this hive, it's crazy. This whole thing is just full of brood. They have so much brood but no honey. I should really start feeding them 2 to 1. They start storing it. More brood on this one. Yeah, some nice young bees on here. I should shake them off. More young bees. I guess I'll just shake them off into the neighbor. I don't see any queen cells. Unless that's one up at the top. Nope. So this population is so insanely big. I don't know what to do. If I should try and reduce it even more. I think they've started chasing the queen around. They really need more space. Yeah. I put 3 undrawn frames in here. I may just take another one of these frames and shake it off, because half of them end up coming home anyway. I just hope they don't kill the queen in there if I give them too much for their food. There are a lot of young bees on this one. A lot of young bees. Gotta make sure the queen's not on here though. I probably didn't look as careful as I should have on the other ones. So here's the neighboring hive. I just put these 3 frames in here and I shook off a bunch of bees. I'm gonna shake off one more. But that'll really give them a nice boost, because otherwise I was planning on maybe shaking that hive out. But I think they're doing so well that, I mean, just look at this. Totally packed with bees. It's crazy. All that nice brood. Cream fell down on the bottom. I think it's just a cup, probably. No, it's actually queen stuff. Glad I caught it. They're literally bursting at the seams. Probably came here just in time to prevent them from swarming. And we'll see if I did prevent them, because there weren't any cap cells, so I don't think this, well, I'm sure the swarm didn't leave yet. But, you know, they'll probably start working on some cells again. So I have to come back here a little sooner than I normally would, checking for cells again. Yeah, this one was a shocker to me. Was not expecting them to be doing so well. I'm literally pulling a split off in September. Because they were doing so well. So now they have 3 frames to work on. I could have really given them extra supers. I just wasn't expecting it. And look, with how many I've shaken so many into this one, all the frames are jam-packed with bees, and these frames are jam-packed with bees. I mean, it's crazy how many bees there are. So yeah, I'm a little worried about some of my other ones now. They started raising brood and it just takes off so quickly. So much for the summer population dying off. Man, oh man. This hive is nuts. I'm just going to cover that hole up real quick. So that was one of the most rapid expansions of bees I've seen. I looked at them 11 days ago and they definitely weren't bursting at the seams like that. I didn't put any additional space on at the time, and we were just coming out of a dearth 11 days ago, and a goldenrod started blooming about then. But they just, I mean, they're so packed out. I took 3 frames off. I shook a bunch of frames of bees out, and there's still a ton of bees left in the colony. So it was quite impressive, and they were trying to swarm on me. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be interesting to see when I check these other colonies, because I'm guessing with the goldenrod flow, they're just making brood like none other.